Triangle Day School. I hope you are all doing well and your families are staying healthy and safe during these trying times. First of all, we really appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to meet with us. Of course, we wish we were all on campus, either eating ice cream or Logo Pops, and having some time to get to know each other, on a social basis as well. But we're just going to have to wait for that and look forward to doing that in a couple of months. Before the formal presentation, I'd like to just cover a couple of things. First and foremost, remember that I'm always available to help you transition to TDS. We hope this evening we'll answer lots of questions. We're going to break out into different divisions at the very end of the presentation. But as questions arise in the next couple of months, do not hesitate to email me or call me. By now, you should all be receiving our weekly emails. And if you are not, please let me know and I'll make sure your name is added to the list. Mary Stillman in the office asked me to remind you that you can email, scan an email, or you can snail mail any of the forms directly to her. Most forms aren't due until August, so you're still fine. And if you have any questions with where to find the forms, shoot me an email and I'll get them for you. I sent you all a message or an email a couple of weeks ago with some information, but just to remind you, you will be getting an email from a mentor family that's been assigned to you. I've asked them to wait until next week. Just kind of wanted to make sure everything was set. But do look for an email from a name you may not recognize. As we move into the summer and we learn more as to what we can do and cannot do, I'll be in touch again with more information on hopefully some kind of more formal orientation, either with your teacher or as a group. But we will just have to wait and see how we can make those decisions. Again, thanks so much for joining us, and I'm going to pass it to Doug Norry.
Thanks, Deb. So good evening, everyone. As Deb said, welcome to Triangle Day School. My name is Doug Norry, and I serve as head of school. For most of you, this journey began back in the fall, and we began to know you as interested families, and then applicant families, admitted families, enrolled families, and now, of course, just as TDS families. We appreciate your time this evening, and we deeply appreciate the trust that you have placed in us by sharing with us your most prized possessions, which of course are your children. We certainly wish, as Deb said, that we could be together on campus for this event. That said, whether it's a 2-year journey or a 7-year journey or somewhere in between, we are excited for you to be beginning your journey with us at TDS really tonight. 2 months ago, as we're returning from spring break, Triangle Day School pivoted really on a dime to distance learning. And while the delivery of our instruction changed, I can assure you that our mission and our core values and our guiding principles have not. Teachers were heroic in continuing to connect with every child. And you'll hear a little bit more about what this looks like in grades this evening. But I mention this because I believe that amidst all the wonderful programs that we have at TDS, it's the relationships that lie at the core of everything that we do. So what does that actually mean? First and foremost, it means that we really know your child. If you're a new 6th grade parent, you might wonder why you're going to meet Miss Tedeschi tonight because she teaches 4th grade. And that's because in all likelihood, she will know your child. So will our 5th graders, and so will our business manager. We'll know what they like, we'll know what they excel at, we'll know what gives them pause, and we'll know what challenges they need to confront in order to continue their growth. Secondly, we value your child. So we have 245 students enrolled at TDS, and we know that they're all unique. We have a diverse community in the broadest of senses, and it's a place where everyone's talents matter and everyone's opinions matter. And then finally, we love your child, and that might be harder to express in the COVID world where hugging is not allowed, but I can assure you that your kids will feel this love and will feel this warmth. And within this nurturing climate, they'll feel free to sort of take risks and discover who they are and really unlock who they can be and what they can be. I will tell you that our graduates come back all the time to see us because of those relationships. So the other thing I want to tell you is it's not just your children that are beginning their journeys at TDS. I think the parents report the warmth and the strength of the TDS community, and that's really gotten focused and concentrated in the last few months in a very good way. So there are lots of ways to get involved, and we'll unpack and unroll those as the year gets going. I know that there will be questions today about the fall and what that's going to look like. And really what I want to say to you is that with everything changing so rapidly, there's really not much that we can tell you for certain. What I can say is that we remain focused on the health and safety of our community. And of course, that includes you and your children. We actually, 20 minutes ago, our sort of task force, which meets regularly, just finished a weekly meeting about anticipating different scenarios and contingencies. Also, we place a priority on in-person learning. So, if it's safe to do so, we're going to be at TDS. We are developing a flexible calendar along these lines with an earlier start date that was originally published. Right now, that looks like August 19th. Again, if we are allowed to, if we can do so, in order to, maximize our time in school. And then finally, as we've had to over the past few months, if we need to shift to distance learning, we'll be even better prepared than we were this spring. And I think that we were actually very well prepared this spring. Our faculty are going to devote a good amount of time this summer to thinking and communicating about how to do distance learning even better. All that said, we cannot wait to welcome your students to TDS, to welcome your children to TDS on our campus this fall. I'm now going to pass the microphone, the baton, to Natalie Ditmore, who currently teaches 3rd grade. But earlier this spring, we held a nationwide search for our first lower school director, someone to lead the lower school in terms of program and mission and people. And Natalie emerged as a clear choice. So she will lead our lower school next year. Natalie.
Hello, new lower school families. I'm quite excited to lead our lower school next year and help TK through 5th grade thrive, regardless of what our outside environment may be. I often say that there's this almost unidentifiable quality that buzzes about our lower school hallways every day. It's not tangible, but it's something that you feel every day when you walk by our classrooms. You feel it in the gasps and the cheers of the science experiments in Dr. Nelson's science lab. And you see it in the sticky and smiling faces at fall carnival, the wide eyes and the wonder during field trips, the suspenseful silences when the book chapters end on a cliffhanger, the screams that erupt during staff versus student basketball games and volleyball games, and more. While academics are the primary purpose of a school, and while I think that we really do excel in that area, our lower school teachers provide a robust experience that goes far, far beyond our core subjects. We like to take adventures at TDS. We take risks. We laugh quite a bit. We get our hands dirty and sometimes our clothes, and we really do live outside the box. Our teachers are deeply, deeply dedicated to their craft and to our school's mission. And you see that into the amount of work that they put in every single day. And I always say that I namely see that in the way that our school's core values are so intentionally and meaningfully woven into the students' daily experience at the school. When there's a scuffle on the playground, we pause to discuss compassion and respect for one another, and we use those two words very purposefully. When we hear the word can't, our teachers take the opportunity to stop and discuss what it means to be resilient and why it's important. So our teachers really do lead by example, and they work very purposefully to inspire these core values in our students every single day. As Doug mentioned, this is not just the start of a journey for your students, it's part of a journey for you. And so we emphasize the importance of family partnership in our lower school. We encourage family members to be a part of their child's education, and we welcome that. Our Grandparents and Special Friends Day brings visitors from far and wide to get a glimpse into the life of a TDS student. Our International Festival invites school families to share about their heritage as we celebrate the diverse backgrounds of our school population. Each year we have parents giving career presentations who are involved in talent show acts, whether they like it or not, or just volunteering in the classroom. So this really is a community of and for our families as much as it is for our students. And with that, I'll say that I know that there is a fair amount of uncertainty looking to the future, as Doug said. And so while we may not be able to hold all of our special events next year, they will remain very much a part of TDS in the years to come. I also wanted to emphasize that our lower school teachers are already planning ways to build meaningful relationships with new students and with new families. That's something that's always a priority for us, and always has been, but it is now more than ever. So you will be hearing from your child's lower school teacher this summer, and they will be working to build that connection before the school year even starts. So we welcome you all. We genuinely look forward to partnering with you and are so glad that you're here to join us. And with that, I will pass it off to Amie Tedeschi.
Hi, my name is Amie Tedeschi. I'm a 4th grade teacher here at Triangle Day School, and I'm here to talk to you about our upper elementary curriculum. The curriculum at our school is very purposeful. It has been shaped and continues to be shaped by faculty members, and we base those decisions on research, our own classroom experiences, and our school's mission and core values. Our purpose in our curriculum is to seek a depth of understanding and not simple memorization. Student engagement is really a high priority to us by connecting to the student interests, but also at the same time introducing students to new topics that might spark their next interest. We make a priority of meeting students where they are and then guiding and inspiring them to move forward. In the various areas, we'll start with literacy. We use the Teachers College Reading and Writing Program, or you might hear it more casually referred to as Lucy Calkins, because that is the author of the program. This is a workshop model, and it looks like a blend of independent student-selected reading and writing with focused skill lessons and individual conferences. And we chose this because it maximizes reading and writing time, which is the way that you become a better reader and writer. It also helps students build their responsibility and independence and their engagement in their work. In 2nd grade, they have guided reading groups. Those transition as the kids get older into the 3rd through 5th grade range into small group lessons focused on specific topics where students need to grow. Also within the realm of literacy, we have Words Their Way. This is a developmental spelling, phonics, vocabulary type of program. What the students do is they sort words into groups, looking to build associations and discover what the rules are behind spelling, as opposed to simply memorizing words. And students span an enormous range of levels. The program begins with sound letter identification and goes all the way up to working with Greek and Latin roots. Our math program that we use is called Math in Focus. It was written by the author of Singapore Math. We, as a committee of teachers, selected it because it worked developmentally with the idea of moving from hands-on materials to working with pictures to then working in the abstract. And also it places a heavy emphasis on problem solving. This year, we started a new science program from Carolina Biological. Again, a committee of teachers selected this, and we chose it because of a strong emphasis on hands-on experimentation and real-world connections. And also, it incorporates a great deal of literacy with giving the children nonfiction articles to read to connect the work they're doing in the classroom to what is happening in real life. Finally, in social studies, the studies move from a smaller to a broader scale. So our very youngest kids are focused on themselves. When you get into 2nd grade, you're looking at neighborhoods, and then 3rd grade goes into communities, 4th grade looking at the state, and 5th grade looking at the country. But throughout that, what we try to do is place a strong emphasis on understanding and appreciating cultures, both those that are in our communities and those that we can study in other parts of the world. We are working to incorporate the teaching tolerance standards into our social studies instruction to really strengthen the work that we do there. I look forward to talking to you more individually if you have any questions about our curriculum. And next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jenny Howell. She is our reading specialist.
Hello, I'm Jenny Howell, and as the literacy specialist at TDS, I help with curriculum and some of those balanced decisions that Amie was talking about, where we look for both skills and important skill-based curriculum, also coupled with enjoyment of reading, enjoyment of writing, and developing their individual craft and voice. I support teachers with their literacy planning and instruction, so I may be in your child's classroom for a writing workshop or reading groups or a book club. I may come in for small groups and word study, and sometimes children come to my room for small group work. I also help teachers assess children in their reading and writing assessments, so the children may see me in that manner. And then lastly, I'm available to families to answer any questions you have about your child's language development or literacy development as they grow at TDS. So next is our middle school director and language arts teacher, Emily McAllister.
Hello all. Like Jenny said, I'm the middle school director. I also teach 6th through 8th grade language arts, and I'm so excited to have you guys here tonight. I often get kind of horrified responses from people when I say that I teach in middle school. I think people sometimes associate middle school with some kind of negative memories, but I believe the TDS middle school really succeeds in, rising above many of the pitfalls of this very transitional age. We've talked in the past about how, the 6th core value for TDS should really be joy. And I feel like a lot of the middle school experience reflects that. And I really love the privilege of getting to know my students over the course of 3 years and seeing the wonderful, confident people they are by the time that they graduate. I want to start out just by giving you a brief overview of the middle school schedule. I'm not going to go too deep into our curriculum because, we have 6 different teachers and it would be a lot to cover. But we have 7 class periods a day, including core classes such as, language arts, math, science, social studies, and elective classes like our arts offerings. We also make sure students have lots of opportunities during the day to be kids, to play, move around, socialize, such as morning recess and a long lunch break. Students also have a study hall period every day where they can get extra help and get a head start on their homework. Each morning we also start with our advisory program. During advisory, which is a mixed grade level group, we have team building activities and time to get to know each other and build a sense of community across the grade levels. We also work on community service and character education at that time. And advisors also get to be kind of the go-to person for their advisees. So we do academic check-ins with students every other week to help keep them on track across all the different classes. And have the advisors act as a resource for the students as they navigate middle school. Transitioning to middle school is always a big deal, no matter the circumstances, but middle school also comes with a lot of awesome new opportunities. There are more performing arts options like drama and chimes. There's a lot of field trips, including our overnight trip at the end of the school year. We have a lot of club offerings like Odyssey of the Mind, Math Counts, Student Council, Science Olympiad. And also, students just in general have more freedom as they go about their school day. The flip side of all these new opportunities and freedom is, an increase in accountability and personal responsibility as students navigate lockers and switching classes. The middle school teachers work to support the students as they navigate these changes and provide support for the students and their families. We do a lot of work on building executive functioning skills and just helping them as they navigate through that. Obviously, the coronavirus has added a new wrinkle to this transition. There were a few things that helped us transition more smoothly to distance learning this year. Our middle school is one-to-one with Chromebooks, so all the students have a device that they're used to using frequently in the classroom. Our school was also already using the Google Education Suite prior to the COVID-19 crisis. So we were able to transition comparatively smoothly and sort of replicate the middle school schedule at home. Looking ahead to the future, Mr. Norry mentioned this, but we're really planning for all possibilities for next year and trying to think about how we can improve upon what we did this year and also how we can support the students effectively no matter what next year looks like. We've been reflecting on what technological tools that we've used during this time can be incorporated in the classroom no matter what next year looks like. And what digital skills we can work on teaching the kids so they can navigate distance learning and also just kind of the ever-growing technological demands of our society. I'm looking forward to next year and answering all of your questions during our middle school breakout session. I'm going to turn over to Lori Kahn, who's our middle school science teacher, among many other things.
Hi, I'm Lori Kahn. I am the middle school science teacher, as Emily said. I am also the volleyball coach and a lower school rising 3rd grade TDS parent and a rising 6th grade TDS parent as well. So I'll be around to answer any questions that you might have. I'm going to send this over to our amazing counselor, Casey Villarreal.
Thank you so much, Lori. Hi, everybody. My name is Casey Villarreal, but you and your child can call me Miss V. I'll be the new school counselor at Triangle Day School. This will be my 8th year as a school counselor and my first year at TDS, so I'm new like a lot of you. So far, I've worked my whole career at a public elementary school in Burlington, North Carolina, so this will be my first year at an independent school and working with pre-K students as well as older middle school students, which I'm really excited about. Some of my services include, but are not limited to, small group counseling sessions, classroom guidance lessons, and individual counseling. Some of my specialties in my counseling practice include behavior management, trauma-informed counseling, cognitive behavioral therapy, as well as play therapy. And I use a lot of data to drive my program, as well as teacher and parent input and student input too. My main focus is to be a support system for you, your child, and the TDS community. I'm very excited to be a new member of the TDS family, and I know we're living in pretty unpredictable times, but I really think it's going to be a great year. So thank you again, and I will turn it over to Maria Morrison.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to TDS. I am the middle school PE teacher, and in middle school we have PE every day, and our goal is to inspire our students to lead a life of fitness and to develop that love for staying active and moving. And we do that through team games, individual games. We have our fitness days, all types of different units, traditional volleyball, basketball. We'll move to ultimate frisbee. We do outdoor hockey, street hockey. So a lot of opportunities for our middle schoolers to find a new game or activity that they love to play. And like I said, we meet every day for middle school PE. I'm also our athletic director, and we offer 11 different sport options for our middle schoolers. And sometimes we offer it to our 5th graders if needed to play throughout the school year. And one of the biggest things that I love about our sports programs is that we do our best and we strive to not have cuts, because middle school, it's a great time and it's an amazing opportunity to go out for a sport if you're interested in it, even if you've never played it before. So we do our best to not have cuts. So if you want to go out for a team, go out for it. You're going to play, you're going to find out if you like it. You may love it, you may not like it, and then you try something else. So there's all those we have all those many opportunities as a part of our athletics program. I also am the after-school program director, and our after-school program is an extension of the school day, runs from 3 o'clock from dismissal till 6 o'clock, and we have a snack time, homework time, many activities that we offer, cooking, arts and crafts, reading time. We play outside, use our playground as much as possible. And during our after school, you can sign up for a contract if needed, or if you, on any given day, if you think that you just need after school, maybe something's coming up, maybe something has come up during the day, and you just need to use after school one time, we are here for you whenever you're needed. So there's many different opportunities if you need after school. So I think at this time, I am going to say that we're ready to break out into our breakout groups for any questions that you all have for us. So look forward to meeting you all.